Listen to the hush between your breaths right now, the hush that is not empty, but full of presence, because I am here, and I am speaking to you. And though your room may be quiet, and your phone a simple doorway, know that heaven is leaning close to you, calling you by your true name, urging you to open your heart before the hour turns, before doubt rises again like mist. You have felt a pull all day, a small trembling in your chest, a prickle on your skin, lights that flickered twice when you were thinking of giving up, the scent of clean air for no reason, the taste of tears even before they fell. These were the bells I rang to lead you to this moment. For I, Michael, servant of the Most High, have been asked by God to find you and to say, "Beloved soul, open, open now, open before 2100. Not because heaven keeps a clock of fear, but because I know your mind and how it wanders. I know how the world steals you in 35 seconds of hesitation, how grief, guilt, and the heavy cloak of loneliness can smother your yes. So let me lift that cloak from your shoulders. Let me carry the ache you have held so tightly. Let me speak a word that will not vanish, but will be written on the living paper of your heart. For this is not a video. This is a visitation, not a coincidence, a covenant, and I am here to tell you that what hurt you will not define you, and what was taken from you will not be your ending, and the anointed peace that was promised to the crushed in spirit is rising for you, like the first light across water. You have been misunderstood, and you have not always chosen perfectly. And there were nights you said what you wish you had swallowed back, and days you could not rise from the mattress of your sorrow, and you judged yourself more harshly than anyone else could, and you thought that this qualified you for punishment. But heaven says today, you are not disqualified. You are not discarded. You are not late. You are not lost. Hear me. When you wake from dreams that seem too vivid, the one with the white door that would not open, the one with your childhood street empty of voices, the one with a table set for two and a missing chair. Those were not random. I placed them gently in your sleep to bring you to questions that have answers, to bring you to the corner of the room where light bends, to bring you to this precise breath, so I can tell you that what feels locked will open, what feels empty will be filled, and what feels missing will be restored in a way that honors both what you loved and who you are becoming. You have smelled a perfume you do not own, and then searched your drawers wondering if some bottle had leaked. You have felt a cool breeze indoors where no window yawned. You have noticed the number that repeats and thought, surely I am imagining this. But you were not imagining. You were being courted, invited, wooed back into trust. Heaven is fluent in the language of tenderness, and so are you, and that is why you are here. Because heaven speaks, and your spirit recognizes its home. Now breathe, beloved. Place your hand upon your heart, like you are knocking on a door, and the door is you. Whisper with me. Yes, whisper right now. I am here. I am listening. I am loved. Feel the gentle tremor beneath your palm. That is the drum that God set within you before you were named on earth. And I am matching my voice to that rhythm, so you cannot miss me. If you have a small candle nearby, do not rush, but when you can, light it as a sign of permission and presence. If not now, then after these words. But listen, The flame will not be magic. It will be memory, a reminder that the fire within you never went out. It only waited to be fanned by truth. Set a clear glass of water near you if you can. Even an empty cup will do for now. We will bless it, not because water needs heaven, but because you need a touch point for what you cannot see yet. You have been carrying grief that speaks in the night. It wears the faces of those you miss, the ones whose laughter you can almost remember, the one whose hand you could not hold at the end, the goodbye that felt too short, the silence that came after the machine stopped humming. Grief is holy because it proves you loved. But grief is not a prison, and so I am here, sword sheathed, hands open, to cut the chain gently, not with violence but with authority, to tell grief it may keep its place as a teacher, but not as a tyrant. You are allowed to smile again without betraying anyone you lost. You are allowed to sleep through the night without apologizing. You are allowed to forgive the version of yourself that didn't know what you know now. And if guilt has built a little altar in your chest where it demands offerings of your joy, I, Michael, topple that altar now in the name of the one who loves you. And in its place we lift an altar of gratitude where you can lay your breath and your tears and your trembling, and both will be received as worship. Listen closely. There is a renewal already moving in your life, not loud, not obvious yet, but certain, like roots drinking water after a long drought. In the next 3 days you will see signs. Yes, real signs, intimate and unmistakable. A phrase you have never heard will repeat from 2 different mouths. A light will flicker and steadies itself only after you whisper, "I am not alone." A message you thought was lost will appear, or a door you thought was shut will open enough to slide in hope. A small sum you gave without announcement will circle back in a way that tells you heaven noticed. A name will arrive in a dream, a gentle name that brings warmth to your chest, and when you wake, you will know exactly who to call or what to let go. Your skin will hum with a quiet chill when you think of the one step you are afraid to take. Take it. This is not superstition. This is choreography. You are not at the mercy of chaos. You are being accompanied. You have cried in secret because you did not want to burden anyone, and heaven has kept those tears like pearls in a small bowl with your name etched on it. Today, those tears are poured back as blessing. The heaviness on your shoulders, the invisible backpack of other people's expectations, I see it, and I lift it now. You do not have to be everything for everyone to be worthy of love. You do not have to explain your softness to be safe. You do not have to shout to be heard in heaven. Your simple yes is the loudest sound in this room. Put your other hand now, for a moment, on your belly, where fear knots itself when you anticipate more loss. Breathe into that place, slow and patient, like you're telling a frightened child that the storm has passed. Say with me, I release what is not mine to hold. I welcome what is mine and has always been mine. I accept the peace that is being given now. Let this be your small ritual. Let it be the hinge that turns the heavy door. If you feel a quiver, a wave of warmth, a sudden ache that softens, that is your body believing the truth. That is heaven meeting earth in your muscles and marrow. If a memory rises of the time you were dismissed, the time you were called too much, the time you were told you were not worth the time, let it pass like a bird across a wide sky. You have a new name, and the sky is yours. Do not be alarmed by the small alerts I will give you now, for they are not to frighten, but to focus. There are voices that benefit from your confusion, patterns that prosper when you numb yourself, and there is a whisper in your life, maybe from your own weary thoughts, maybe from someone who is also lost, that says you should expect less and settle for little. That whisper is not wisdom. In the next 7 days, beware the invitation that asks you to betray your spirit to keep peace. Beware the apology you make for simply needing rest. Beware the old habit that dresses itself as comfort, but pays you back with emptiness. When these appear, you will remember my words, and you will choose differently. And when you do, you will feel the wind change in your favor. Heaven is not asking you to climb a ladder today, only to stop stepping on your own toes. To the one who has been anxious about provision, hear this. An unexpected alignment is approaching quickly. An email answered. A door that once said later will say now. A debt that felt like a chain will show a crack. To the one who has been mourning a relationship that drifted to the edge and then into the fog, hear this. Not every ending is abandonment. Some endings are graduation, and the diploma is your self-respect. To the one who carries the secret of a mistake, hear this. You don't owe shame your voice anymore. Confession to the right ear will be a key, not a knife, and relief will arrive like summer rain. Bring your attention back to the candle if it is lit. Watch the flame bow and stand, like it is praying with you. If your candle is not lit, imagine its glow at your bedside anyway. Imagination is a door that heaven gladly uses. Take the glass of water and hold it for a breath. I bless this water as a reminder that your life is becoming clear, your thoughts gentle, your body supported. When you drink later, let it be an amen that reaches every cell. Now, as your hand rests on your heart again, I'll give you a small prayer you can carry into the comments of your day, into your notes, into the corners of your mind. When doubt sits down uninvited, I choose light. I choose mercy. I choose to be led. I am not alone. Write it somewhere visible. Speak it softly under your breath. Plant it like a seed where you will see it later. And remember that you said yes today. Do not worry if your faith feels thin. Thin threads can pull miracles when they are anchored in love. There is something you have called impossible. Say its name now, without a wince. I am listening, and so is God. There is something you have called too late. Bring it forward. Time bows to the one who sent me. There is something you have called too broken. Open your hand. Pieces are how mosaics are made. I am not here to demand perfection. I am here to announce resurrection. Over the next 9 days, the pattern of heaviness that repeats on the same hour will loosen. You will notice a different thought appear first thing in the morning. Your appetite for what harms you will lessen without force. You will find yourself humming without knowing why. You will sense the old shame trying to rise and then dissolving mid-sentence like fog in sunlight. If the lights in your room flicker, smile and say, I see you, and carry on. If a chill runs through you when you consider forgiving the one who never apologized, know that the chill is the door swinging on its hinges. Step through. If a fragrance visits, a hint of jasmine, or the clean scent after rain, pause and say thank you. Gratitude is a bridge, and you are crossing to a safer shore. For the one who has been speaking to me, in the car, at the sink, in the quiet corridor, at work. I heard you. The request you thought was too small to voice is already cradled. The appointment you dread will be gentler than feared. An answer will arrive before the hour you circled on your calendar. For the one who has been saying, "I don't know what to pray anymore," breathe and let your breath be the simplest prayer. Heaven understands sighs as fluently as psalms. For the one who marches forward for everyone else and then collapses in private, ask for help once this week. The help will come from a direction you dismissed as improbable, and you will feel the humility of receiving as holy, not humiliating. For the one who lost someone and the house feels like a museum, place a flower in a cup by the window and say their name as a blessing, not a wound. You will feel warmth move across your shoulders. I will be standing just behind you while you do this. Do you feel the merciful weight in the air now? The quiet, like a blanket from childhood, the soft awareness that you are held by something greater than your thoughts. That is God, not far away, but very near, nearer than your pulse. God does not shout your worth. God sings it like a lullaby, patient, steady, repeating until you believe. If you are still worried about the time, hear me. Heaven's invitation does not expire, but your courage sometimes does. This is why I came before the hour you dread, before the 35 seconds of second guessing. This is why I placed this message on your path. You are safe to lean in. You are safe to be soft. You are safe to start again. The door that would not open in your dream was your fear. The key is in your chest. Your yes turns it like a song turns a lock. And I hear the tumblers moving even now. Now lift your eyes to the ceiling or to the sky if you can see it, and let them soften. Imagine a scroll unrolling above you, edges gilded with a light that is not harsh but honeyed. On this scroll your story is written not in ink, but in mercy. Some lines you love are there. The day you laughed so hard you forgot your sorrow. The kindness you gave when no one knew. The apology you made even though it stung. Some lines you do not love are also there. But they are crossed not with shame, but with a bright thread that says, redeemed. I am holding that scroll open for you, and I am reading a line that shines brighter right now. You will not be defined by what tried to dim you. Another line. What was meant to starve your hope will feed your wisdom. Another. You are already more whole than you realize, and what remains will come together in beauty. As I read, you may feel your skin rise with goosebumps. You may feel a steadying. You may feel nothing at all. All are signs of presence, because presence is not a performance. It is a fact, and that fact is here. If you need a promise to carry, take this one. Over the coming days, you will receive one kindness you did not ask for, one clarity you did not expect, and one opportunity you will feel ready to accept. Your part is simple. Do not argue with your answered prayer. Do not negotiate yourself back into smallness. Do not call yourself names that heaven never uses. Practice a small ritual when you wake. Before your feet find the floor, place your hand on your heart and say, "Good morning, love. I am available." Then take a sip of water and let it be a quiet amen. If you forget, no scolding. Begin again at any hour. Miracles rarely arrive with fanfare. They slip in, they sit beside you, they hold your elbow when you stand. Watch for them the way you would watch for a sunrise, expectantly, gratefully, without trying to speed it up. A letter will come, perhaps not paper, perhaps a message on a screen. But it will read like permission. A conversation will end with peace instead of the usual bruise. A bill will be lighter than expected. A stranger will echo the very words you're reading, and it will make you smile. These are not accidents. These are stitches tightening a seam that once threatened to tear. I want you to forgive yourself. Forgive the version of you who thought survival required silence. Forgive the one who stayed too long because leaving looked like failure. Forgive the one who left too soon because staying looked like disappearing. Forgive the one who reached for comfort that cost you later. Forgive the one who could not say what hurt until it overflowed. Forgive the one who loved and wasn't loved back in the same language. Forgive yourself not to forget, but to be free. Freedom is not the absence of memory. It is the presence of meaning, and you are full of meaning. If you need words, borrow these. I release me. I return me. I bless me. Say them quietly. They are heavier than they sound, and softer than you fear. I am here with you as you say them. God is here too, hands open, eyes bright, utterly unthreatened by your humanity, utterly committed to your healing. If there is a corner of the room that feels charged, a place your eyes return to, rest them there now. If the prints on your skin look different, if the air tastes cleaner, if the silence feels inhabited, welcome it. You are not imagining this. Peace has weight, and it rests easily when invited. There is a future unfurling for you, more spacious than your old burdens, more gentle than the voices that pushed you, more joyful than your most guarded hope. I see you walking inside it, less defended, more true. You will carry memories, yes, but not as weapons, only as lights. People will notice you without knowing why. You will be drawn to small kindnesses, and they will multiply. Decisions that once felt like cliffs will feel like stepping stones. You will laugh at a memory that used to bring you low. You will put something beautiful in your window without explaining it. You will leave your phone face down while you listen to your life. Now I lift my hand, and the scroll above you begins to close, not because the story ends, but because this chapter seals. Before it does, I breathe a blessing over you. May your nights be gentler, your mornings steadier, your body kinder to you than ever before. May your mind rest in safety. May your spirit remember its strength. May your path be lined with the right companions. May you be startled by goodness. May you be interrupted by joy. May you be found by the help you need and surprised by how quickly it arrives. May forgiveness soften what is rigid and love gather what is scattered. In the name of the One who sent me, I speak protection over your thresholds, clarity over your choices, and favor over your work. I place a sword of light at the foot of your bed and say, peace, guard here. I place a lamp by your next decision and say, wisdom, shine here. I place a hand over your heart and say, live. Live fully. Live freely. Live loved. I am Michael, and I have come because God and all heaven cherish you. I have come because you were ready to hear what has always been true. I have come because the minutes are not ending. They are beginning again, with you inside them, awake and unafraid. And now, as your breath returns to its quiet rhythm, I close the celestial scroll, carefully, reverently, sealing it with light, and I leave you wrapped in the blessing that will not fade, a blessing that whispers even when you cannot listen. You are held, you are guided, you are safe, you are new. You stayed. You said yes with your eyes, with your breath, with the gentle, aching place inside your chest that still hopes for more than survival. And because you stayed, I am back before you, like a friend who knocks softly and knows the rhythm of your door. The hour that once frightened you has softened, and even if the clock on your wall reads something ordinary, heaven is not dealing in minutes, but in mercy. Still, I speak with urgency because I know how quickly doubt can gather like birds when crumbs are thrown. Let us keep the table free of crumbs. Let us sit with bread that fills. You are ready for the deeper word, the word that loosens old knots without tearing the rope, the word that finds the thread you almost lost and stitches it through your days in a pattern you can finally recognize as sacred. You have asked questions that carry whole rooms of memory inside them. Why did it end the way it did? Why did I say that when I meant the opposite? Why was I left when I had so little left to give? And you thought answers would arrive like thunder, dramatic and undeniable. But listen, the voice of God in your life is most often the quietest. It is the reassurance that does not argue, the clarity that does not shout, the yes that sits in your bones like a chair made just for you. In the nights that are coming, you will feel a warmth travel across your back as if a shawl were laid there. That is not your imagination. It is not the draft under the door. It is the nearness you asked for. And it is permission to rest. Permission, beloved. Because you were taught to earn what was always supposed to be given. And so I am here to give again. Permission to be carried. Permission to laugh in the middle of grief. Permission to admit that you cannot fix what was never yours to fix. You are not the custodian of everyone else's storms. You are a child of the one who speaks to the wind. You are going to notice within the next few mornings a different beginning. The first thought that used to arrive like a weight will arrive like a window. You will remember something kind before you remember what you fear. The small rituals we started are not small to heaven. The hand on your heart, the water beside your bed, the flame that bows and stands. When you drink, say quietly, I accept what supports me. When you touch your chest, say, I honor who I am becoming. When you see the light flicker, say, I am not alone. Repetition is not redundancy. Repetition is remembrance. You will feel silly sometimes, and that is good. It means the old seriousness is loosening its grip. It means you are choosing play where control used to live. Every gentle choice becomes a new row of bricks on a path you can walk barefoot. There is a promise I am authorized to deliver, one you have suspected and then dismissed as wishful thinking. The sorrow that has nested in your home will begin to fly elsewhere. Do not chase it. Do not cage it. Bless it as it lifts. Some rooms will feel larger without your moving a single chair. Some objects will seem to shine for no reason. The photo frame on the shelf, the spoon you always use for tea, the sweater that hangs by the door, because your attention will return to them without punishment attached. This is how healing begins to appear from the outside. Nothing changes, and yet everything breathes. You will see it. Others will see it. There is no exam to pass. There is only presents to receive and presents to give, and both are already in your hands. To the part of you that is tired of being told to be strong, I speak plainly. You don't have to be strong to be carried. You don't have to deserve peace to be given it. The word deserve has bruised you. May it lose its authority now. Replace it with belong. You belong to love. You belong to this new season. You belong to the breath you are taking without effort. When sadness arrives uninvited, which it will sometimes, because sadness does not respect calendars, welcome it like a guest who taught you something crucial and then guides itself to the door. You do not need to perform happiness to be held by it. Let your face be honest. Let your voice be slow. Let your body ask for what it needs and treat the asking as holy. You have been receiving signals, and I want to name them so you trust them. The dream with the river you could not cross. Soon you will dream the same river with a shallow bend and stepping stones. When that dream comes, you will wake with a name on your tongue, and calling that name will turn a key in your day. The cold shiver when you think of a certain place. Go there at the right hour, not to stay, but to say aloud, I release this room from being my judge. The fragrance of bread or rain or a flower that isn't in bloom. This is the kindness that reminds you of softness when you are tempted to harden. The shadow at the edge of your vision that makes you look twice. This is me, assuring you I am near, not to frighten but to focus. If the lights blink once as you ask for guidance, breathe and say, speak, for I am listening. If they blink twice, say, thank you, I will wait in peace. Heaven is not a code to crack, it is a relationship to relax into. Let me speak into what you have called failure. You did not fail. The plan failed you. The story you were handed did not include your real voice, and you whispered until your throat hurt. Then you stopped whispering and believed that silence would keep you safe. It did for a while. Now, safety is the openness you feared, a soft yes to your own life. You are allowed to change your mind without building a trial against yourself. You are allowed to outgrow what once fit like a promise. You are allowed to say, that season carried me, and that season is complete. When guilt comes to collect, greet it at the door with compassion and send it away with clarity. Say, I choose repair over punishment. Say, I choose responsibility without self-cruelty. Say, I choose the future without despising the past. These are not slogans. These are tools. Use them. They fit your hands. There will be 3 moments in the next week that look ordinary, but are not. One will happen at a threshold, doorway, gate, curb, platform, and you will notice a pause in yourself, a breath that expands. Step through as if you are stepping into a sanctuary, because you are. Your life is the sanctuary you are building. One will happen while you are washing something, dishes, clothes, your face. And suddenly, a worry that has repeated for months will feel far away. Do not chase it back. Let it drift. The last will happen when you are looking for something you mislaid. In the act of finding it, you will realize you have found an answer to a question you forgot to ask. You will smile. Heaven loves your smile. Now I am going to ask the part of you that keeps score to rest. You have measured so much. How many days since? How many chances left? How many times you fell and rose? How many words you said right versus wrong? Put down the chalk. The board is clean. The only tally that remains is the count of breaths, and each one is a yes you do not have to earn. place your hand over your heart again. Let your fingers notice the steady thrum. Whisper with me, not as performance, but as nourishment. I am not late for my own life. I am guided in gentle ways. I forgive the delays that protected me. I bless the timing that surprises me. If tears come, let them. They water the new roots. If no tears come, good. Dry ground still drinks when rain returns. There is someone you have been holding in a courtroom in your mind. Today we move that courtroom to a garden. Justice still lives here. It just looks like release. Picture their face. Do not edit it to be softer than it is. Speak what is true. You hurt me. You confused me. You took what wasn't yours, and then speak what is needed. I will not carry your choices any farther. I cut the rope that ties my worth to your recognition. I choose peace over replay. This is not permission for harm to continue. It is a refusal to live inside a wound. If your body shakes while you say it, that is strength leaving its rigid posture and becoming tenderness again. Tenderness can carry more than armor ever could. There are promises, specific and near, that I am setting in the corners of your week like lanterns. Within 72 hours, expect a sentence that feels written for you to arrive from an unexpected voice. Within 5 days, expect a relief around money, small perhaps, but unmistakable, like a knot loosened by warm water. Within 9 days, expect a conversation that used to end in disarray to end in stillness. You will leave that conversation more yourself than when you entered it. And within 21 days, a pivot you have dreaded will reveal itself as a doorway you are ready to walk through. Do not race these markers. Let them come like sunrise does, without your help, exactly on time. To the loneliness that has worn your name like a borrowed coat, I speak blessing. You will not be alone in the way you fear. Companionship is already approaching you in forms you might have overlooked because they are quiet. The friend who texts exactly when the air turns heavy. The neighbor whose laugh feels like a familiar song. The elder whose story greases the hinge of your own. The child whose question reorders your priorities in one breath. Love will arrive soft, capable, unafraid of your layered history. You will practice receiving, and receiving will feel like presence, not debt. You will practice offering, and offering will feel like joy, not obligation. Loneliness does not evaporate under crowd lights. It dissolves in honest connection. You are ready for honesty. You are safe to be seen deeper than your resume of pain. Let me place a standard at your thresholds. At the front door, peace, keep watch here. At the back door, provision, flow here. At the windows, clarity, shine here. At your bed, restoration, breathe here. At your table, gratitude, gather here. At your mirror, kindness, speak here. These are more than pretty words. They are alignments. When you say them like you are adjusting a picture frame until it hangs straight. You will feel the room answer you. You will feel your chest lift, as if remembering its proper posture. I know about the secret you barely name in the dark, the one that makes your stomach tighten, as if the future were a tunnel too narrow to pass through. Let me be exact. The outcome you most dread is not on heaven's calendar for you. What is on the calendar is a learning that does not break you, a redirection that does not shatter what is most precious, a provision that respects your dignity. You will not be humiliated. You will not be abandoned to figure it out alone. The help you need is all ready in motion, even through people who do not realize they are midwifing goodness in your life. Your gratitude will teach them who they are, too. Place your palm now on the glass of water, if it is near. Speak gently into it as if it can carry your voice to your cells, which in a way it can. I ask for clear mind, calm body, courageous heart. When you drink, imagine a small light moving through you, pausing where fear gathers, warming it until it becomes energy you can use. If you cannot do this now, imagine it anyway. Imagination is the faith of the nervous system. Light the candle when you can, and let it bless the day in a single, steady flame. If you have no candle, your breath is the hue. Flame, watch it slow. Watch it steady. Watch it turn prayer into oxygen. Write one sentence today where you would normally scroll through distraction. A sentence that begins, "Dear love," or "Dear God," or "Dear me." Any address will do. And let the sentence be a request, clear and small. I will stand with it as it rises from your page like incense. I will guide it to the place where answers are not lost in noise. When an answer arrives, do not distrust it because it is gentle. The gentlest answers tend to be the truest. They do not bruise, they invite. Pay attention to corridors this week, hallways, aisles, paths between. You are in a corridor season, between what was and what will be. And what matters most in corridors is pace and presence. Walk slowly enough to recognize the door with your name on it. Do not be enticed by doors that promise applause louder than peace. There is a key you carry already. It looks like a word you forgot to speak on your own behalf. Speak it now. Enough. Or worthy. Or free. Choose the one that lands like a seed in soft soil. Speak it again later. Seeds adore repetition. Beware of 3 tricks that will attempt to steal your clarity. The familiar urgency that tells you you are behind. The borrowed shame that tells you you must repay what you never stole. And the counterfeit comfort that tastes sweet and leaves you emptier. When these appear, put your hand to your heart and say, "Not my home." Then turn your head in the direction where gentleness lives. It may be toward a window or the sky or the memory of a friend's steady eyes. Gentleness is the compass of heaven. Follow it, and you will not be lost. I am going to say a hard truth with soft hands. Some of your loyalty has been to your suffering because it is what you know. You have worn it like an old coat because you feared the weather would be cruel without it. But look, dawn is a different climate. You can set the coat down. You can step into air that does not bite. You can be loyal instead to joy, to rest, to the honest work that satisfies you, to the laughter that returns unannounced. Changing your loyalty does not betray who you were. It blesses who you are becoming, who you actually always were underneath the weight. You will be visited at least twice this week by a memory that used to scold you. When it arrives, try this. Place your hand over your heart and answer the memory as if it were a child who misunderstood the ending of a story. Explain kindly. Add the context you did not have then. Offer the compassion you needed. Then escort the memory to the door and let it rest outside. Not everything that knocks deserves a chair at your table. Reserve chairs for what builds you. The body you live in has been patient with you. Thank it. Speak to it like you would speak to a friend who helped you move on a hot day. Say, "Thank you, legs, for walking me through rooms I feared. Thank you, hands, for holding what I love. Thank you, heart, for beating regardless of my disbelief. Thank you, lungs, for teaching me that inhale is permission and exhale is surrender. When you honor your body this way, you will notice your appetite for what harms you diminishing without argument. You will choose water because it tastes like yes. You will choose rest because it feels like prayer. You will choose movement because it sounds like music. There is a lineage of blessing behind you. Some of your ancestors prayed words you are now standing inside without knowing their names. Some were silent, but hoped in a way that left a path. Some failed in public and loved in private, and you are the harvest of that love. Honor them by letting the goodness continue through you. You do not have to replicate their pain to be loyal to their memory. Loyalty is best expressed by freedom. Live free in their honor, and notice how the air around you changes color when you do. If at any point fear tells you that you are making this up, smile. Tell fear, of course I am making it up with God. Making up for lost time. Making up a new story. Making up a future that is kinder than the past. Then place your hand again over your heart, because that is the altar we have chosen, and bless yourself with these words. I forgive me. I release me. I return me. I receive me. Say it slowly, like placing stones across a stream. Feel how each word bears weight you can trust. I see you on a day not far from now, standing at a window you have wiped clean. The light that comes through is not harsh. It is tender, like the hand of a friend guiding you through a doorway. Your face looks younger, not because years have changed, but because burden has. Your shoulders are lower, your eyes are braver. Someone says your name, and you recognize it as a blessing, not a summons to work. You have set down what does not belong to you. You have picked up what does. You live less like a rescue worker at every hour, and more like a gardener. Still, attentive, unafraid to get dirt on your hands because you trust what grows. This is not a fantasy. This is a forecast. Your spirit already believes it. Let your mind catch up. If there is a person you feel heaven keeps bringing to your attention, do one small act of goodness for or toward them within the next 3 days. It need not be dramatic. A note, a call, a kindness done anonymously. You will feel a clicking sound in your chest when you do. It is the gears aligning in a machine you did not realize was stuck. If there is a place in your home that collects clutter, clear a small square of it. Do not wait for the perfect day. The space you make in the visible world signals your willingness in the invisible. Order invites ease. Ease invites insight. Insight invites courage. Courage invites joy. When you feel that old thunder of accusation building, step outside if you can, or stand at the doorframe and touch it with your fingers. And remember, you are not the sum of your worst hour. You are not the echo of someone else's fear. You are the beloved of heaven, the one I was sent to find. The one God calls by a name that is not laced with disappointment, but saturated with delight. Let this delight embarrass your shame. Let it flood your inner rooms until the old tenants pack their bags and leave without a scene. You owe them no speech. Leave a note that says simply, "Not my home." I place now upon you a mantle, not of burden, but of blessing, woven from threads you thought were scraps. The courage you showed when no one was clapping, the gentleness you kept when others were sharp, the truth you spoke quietly and paid for later, the endurance that got you here. This mantle will feel light, almost invisible, and yet you will notice people treat you as if you are robed in something rare. That is because you are. Favor has weight without being heavy. Protection has presence without being loud. When you walk into rooms that once knew you as small, you will not have to announce the change. The room will adjust on its own. If you need one final assurance before you rise, receive this. The fear of missing your moment can lay down now. You did not miss it. You are in it. Every breath you take with awareness is the moment. Every yes you give to what is true is the moment. Every forgiveness you extend, inward or outward, is the moment. Heaven is not waiting to love you when you become someone else. Heaven loves you as you are and loves you into what heals you. That is the promise and the pattern. And now, as your breathing evens and the room feels both ordinary and luminous, I raise my hand and the scroll above you opens once more for a final reading. The letters glow like embers in a hearth on a winter evening. I read words that are for you and only you. Words you will recognize in your marrow, even if your mind cannot hold them all at once. You are released from the theater of proving. You are restored to the house of belonging. You will carry peace into places that forgot its language. Your laughter will be prayer. Your rest will be testimony. Your tenderness will be strength. Your future will be spacious. Your name is written here with joy. I lift my gaze to yours, and I seal what has been spoken with the kindness that cannot be revoked. May a blessing of rebirth settle upon your head like soft rain, upon your shoulders like a warm shawl, upon your hands like work that fits, upon your feet like a path that welcomes you. May every no you need to say be protected, and every yes you long to say be resourced. May the ones you love be met by the same mercy that meets you now. May what was twisted straighten. May what was withheld be released. May what was confused become clear. May forgiveness unwind the tightest places and make a cradle where resentment once kept watch. May you hear your own voice kinder than before, and may that kindness ripple to everyone who meets your eyes. I speak over your sleep, deep, dream-tended, angel-guarded. I speak over your waking, alert, gently, brave, provisioned. I speak over your thresholds, guarded by peace. I speak over your choices, guided by wisdom. I speak over your work, favored and honest. I speak over your heart, held, held, held. Let the old scripts burn without smoke. Let the new song find your mouth. Let the next step be light. And now, beloved soul, I close the celestial scroll again, slower than before, reverent as one who knows the value of what has been written. The edges gleam as if kissed by morning. I press the seal of light to its ribbon, and you may hear a small sound like a sigh, the sound of heaven's yes resting inside your room. I bow, not because you are fragile, but because you are sacred, and I take a step back, leaving behind what you need and taking from you what you do not. I am Michael, friend of your becoming, and I depart only in the way light departs when you close your eyes. It is still there, waiting to be seen again. When you lift your hand to your heart tonight, we will meet in the hush between beats. When you whisper the smallest prayer, we will answer with the largest love. When you wonder if this was real, notice the peace that has substance and call that your proof. Go now with the blessing that will not fade. You are forgiven and free, guided and guarded, chosen and cherished, beginning again with courage you can feel. The scroll is closed. The blessing remains.